Ronan Hale had been riding alone for half a day. His coat was caked in dust, his lips cracked and dry. He was searching for a missing horse when a scream tore through the silence. It wasn't a song, nor a cry for help, it was pain. The kind that sounds like a soul trying to tear free from a broken body. He spurred his horse forward. Hooves thundered across the burning sand until he saw her, a young woman tied to a wooden post. Her skin was burnt dark by the sun, her lips bleeding, her breath faint. Whip marks crisscrossed her back, dried blood painting her like a cruel map of suffering. Ronan jumped from his horse and cut her loose. Her head lifted slightly, her black eyes looking at him, not begging, just holding on to the last bit of dignity. "Don't be afraid," he said softly, voice rough with thirst. "I'll get you out of here." She mumbled something in Apache before collapsing into his arms. He carried her, heavy as stone, placed her on his horse, and rode hard toward his ranch. Behind them, the desert stretched out like an open wound, a streak of blood marking where she'd lain. By sunset, he reached the ranch and laid her on his bed. He poured water over her lips, cleaned her wounds, and noticed a strange glint inside her small leather pouch, a curved piece of glass, smooth and sharp, a fragment of a camera lens. Ronan froze. Only a few men carried cameras in these parts, reporters or the kind of devils who took pleasure in capturing other people's suffering. As he turned the glass toward the lamplight, a warped reflection of himself shimmered back. The woman stirred, whispering in a trembling voice, "My name is Naola." "Who did this to you?" he asked. She stared into the fire. "A white man with glass that caught the sun. He wanted to photograph my body to humiliate my father. He said if Chief Tay didn't pay, he'd hang my picture in every saloon." Ronan's stomach tightened. "Jack Blackwell," he muttered. "A man with a camera in one hand and a gun in the other, a hunter of souls." Naola's eyes flared. "I will kill him." "You're safe now," Ronan said gently. Outside, the last light flickered through the glass shard, casting a blood-red glimmer on the wall. He threw it into the fire. The glass burst into sparks, but something in him still burned. Night fell. The desert wind whispered against the walls. Ronan sat on the porch, rifle across his lap. The Mustang in the stable stomped nervously. Inside, Naola stayed near the fire, knife hidden under her blanket. Then, the soft crunch of gravel. The metallic click of a gun's hammer. Ronan turned. A tall shadow stood under the moonlight, half his face swallowed by darkness. The glint of a camera lens gleamed like the eye of a demon. "Don't move, Hale," came the hoarse, mocking voice. "The Western hero, the moonlight, the savage girl, it's the perfect picture. Put it down, Blackwell." Jack smiled, eyes bloodshot. "I just need one final shot. Her naked and you dead. That's art." Ronan fired first, grazing his shoulder. Jack's return shot ripped through the door. Naola grabbed Ronan and pulled him inside. Jack kicked through the splintered wood, the firelight turning his face monstrous. "Get down," he snarled, camera in one hand, gun in the other. "I want to capture fear." But Naola didn't flinch. She lunged forward, plunging her dagger deep into his shoulder. Blood gushed. Jack screamed. Ronan swung his rifle, smashing it against Jack's skull. The madman collapsed. The camera shattered, film rolling into the fire where it burned to ash. Naola trembled. Ronan held her. "It's over." She looked at the burning film. "No. With men like him, there are always copies." By dawn, Jack Blackwell's body lay still, blood-rusted brown on the floor. Ronan covered him with a cloth, not out of mercy, but to end the nightmare. Naola sat on the porch watching the sunrise, the same light that once burned her now revealing every scar. Ronan took the broken camera outside and crushed it under his boot. He said light was his weapon, she whispered. "Now the light belongs to me." She threw one last shard into the fire, where it burst into a green spark, as if Jack's spirit vanished with the smoke. Days later, they rode into town, handed Jack's body to the sheriff. "This man attacked me and the Apache woman," Ronan said. The sheriff nodded grimly. "You just made this territory safer." 3 days later, word spread, Jack Blackwell was dead in his cell. Some said suicide. Others whispered he'd been silenced. Naola only murmured, "Souls like his never die quietly." They returned to the desert where she had been tied. Only the post remained. Together, they cut it down and buried the last piece of glass beneath a cactus. "Do you think I'll ever have peace?" she asked. "No," Ronan said quietly. "But from now on, the fear belongs to someone else." That evening, the sound of hooves echoed from the hills. Apache riders approached, their leader, Chief Tay, Naola's father. He stopped at the ranch gate, eyes hard as stone. "You saved her," he said. "But touching her dishonors my people." "I didn't touch her," Ronan replied. "I saved someone who was dying. No one rescues a chief's daughter without a price." One warrior reached for his weapon. Naola stepped forward. "Father, he did not dishonor me. He saved me." Tay's face twisted with anger and grief. "And now you stand with him." "I stand with truth." Silence stretched until even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Finally, Tay raised his hand, stopping his men. "If my daughter stays, I will not pursue her," he said. "But if she belongs to you, I will be the first to shoot." They rode away, leaving only dust and silence. Days turned into weeks. Naola stayed, reborn from ashes. Together they worked the land, she teaching him to read the wind, he teaching her to ride with voice instead of whip. Slowly, trust grew like grass after rain. One stormy night, thunder rolled over the plains. Naola was still out with the horses when lightning cracked across the sky. "Get inside!" Ronan shouted. "I've survived snow and war," she called back. "Thunder doesn't scare me." "But I'm afraid of losing you," he said, voice breaking. She froze, then smiled. Rain poured down, washing the red earth clean. Ronan ran to her, pulled her close. "This rain belongs to the land," she said softly. "It washes away blood and sin. And keeps the ones who deserve to stay," he whispered. Their lips met, warm, trembling, no longer rescuer and rescued, just two souls who'd found each other in the storm. When morning came, Naola stood holding a silver pendant, the mark of her tribe. "My father will come today," she said. By noon, 5 Apache riders appeared. Chief Tay dismounted, eyes deep and calm. "You've chosen another path," he said. "I chose life," Naola answered. "And this man taught me to trust again." Tay dipped a red cloth in water, staining it like old blood. "This color stands for vengeance, or peace. Wear it, and you join us. Refuse, and leave forever." Ronan looked at Naola. Then, without hesitation, he wrapped the cloth around his wrist. "I choose to stay." Tay nodded slowly. "Then you are no longer an outsider. You are my daughter's husband." When the riders left, Naola touched the cloth on his wrist and smiled. "In our tribe, sharing the color of blood means marriage." Ronan laughed softly. "Guess we're already married." She leaned against his chest. "I was once captured in pain. Now I want to be seen in the light of freedom." "Freedom," he whispered, "is all I have to give." As dawn lit the wet earth, 2 figures stood hand in hand, the outlaw and the chief's daughter, proof that courage is not the absence of fear, but the strength to keep moving forward. And in the heart of the Wild West, even the desert began to bloom.